Welcome back to a new video. I wrote some notes and they're on my phone, and my phone is the camera. Smart, very smart, great start, fantastic start. What a weird, eventful, volatile week we've just had. New week this week. Hopefully there's some sort of stability, and well, it is crypto, but it never is, but some sort of stableness, because holy crap, man, that was the most volatile, wrecking week for many people. Many people got liquidated on this, for sure. One of my trades got liquidated. It wasn't much. I'm happy to lose it. It's fine. I gambled it. It was a 10x, and you learn from your mistakes with this, and I've learned my mistakes with leverage trading and how to do it right and wrong, and I'm doing it now right, and it's doing fine. So what this video is it's a bit of an update with what I plan to do with what I said I was going to do, which was going to be a journey to a certain amount of money. And I first said I was going to do 1,000 to 10,000, but that's so boring. It's just like, it's a nothing. I feel I want to do something a bit more exciting for the channel, or in general. I mean, a bit more extreme. And my plan, I touched on it my last video or the video before, is to do a road to 100k. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to get to that, purely because we're in this sort of bull run start. It's pretty much the bull run start. So I've got that momentum in my favor for this journey, you could say. And I feel that's only going to help me, and especially if I was to do this next year in 2025 with altcoin season, when it would, at the peak of the bull run, then that is going to be insane. Contrary to that, it can be very dangerous, because in bull runs you see sharp dips as well, people sharp profit taking, and so that could be very dangerous. You have to time that extremely well. So why this is a good time to do this sort of now is because we're going into that sort of halving period coming up, and that's going to be another buy the rumor, sell the news event when it happens, I believe. And then we're going to go higher after that. I think leading up until that moment, we're going to see some bullish momentum. So that's why I'm going to be doing leverage trading 5x max. I'm not going to be doing any higher than that. I think I've been wrecked from 10x and 15x on a couple of occasions, but of course, 5x is the most safest. It's the worst word to use with leverage trading, but there's so much more room for error. There's a 20%. If the market moves 20%, then you get liquidated. So 20% is a massive room for error, and I'm happy to do that. So I'm going to be doing 5x, and I'm going to be putting in maybe 1,000 or 500 to 1,000. I'm not too sure how much yet. Probably 1,000. My plan, and I'm going to stick to this plan because I've got some golden rules. These are the rules. So essentially, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about leverage trading, and sort of tips and takeaways, you could say, from people who have done it in the past or are still currently doing it, and what you should and should not be doing. And I found this to be a very sort of helpful sort of list, so I'm going to read them out. So this was from a YouTube comment, right? And this is very, very good. Number 11 is something a bit different, where I found it from a video from the link below. I might put it in the description actually, because it's a very, very useful video. Here are the golden rules for leverage trading. All of them are equally important. Very true. Trade only with money you can afford to lose. Pick a reliable and trusted exchange. Don't trade out of needing the money. Never force trades, meaning you are trading to reach a certain daily goal. Remember, you cannot force the markets. I'll go on to a bit more about that in a bit. Always follow the rules, especially when the trade is going against you. Don't chase the moonshots. This is not playing the lottery, but a long-term game. Keep a diary of your trades and learn from your mistakes. Start small until you have learned the ropes. Compound your wallet profits. cash out the profits regularly. Now, number 11 is very, very good. A lot of people get caught into this one, and it's never go long into resistance and never go short into support. So what that means is if you take a long position and you see the momentum going higher, but you see on the chart that there's a lot of resistance very, very close to your entry, then that could potentially bounce back down to be almost a short position, because it could go against you. You know, trying to break that resistance is always very, very challenging. Any type of resistance is always the challenge. That's why it's called a resistance level. So that's something to bear in mind. If you're going to go long, see where the resistance levels are, and then go and see if it's worth going into that trade. That's a very, very good one I found from this video down here, which I'll put in the description. Very, very good. So they mentioned on those tips to find a reliable exchange. Now, I keep going over to different exchanges after different exchange. I was first on MEXC, then they had some problems, and I just thought, no, never again. So I got rid of them. Then I went to KuCoin for a bit, and Binance. Binance, it's just, I can't work on Binance. I can't do it. Even with that thing at the top, that to take 2-minute time to read, to learn the regulations of the rules, blah blah blah, even if that was gone, I still can't. I don't like the way it is. I just don't like. I mean, Binance is probably the most reliable exchange to use, right, for that. But I can't even do leverage trading on it. That's the point. I can't even do leverage trading on Binance anyway. I was using, but I just don't like the layout. I don't like the way it looks. It's just personal preference, just me. But it is reliable, very reliable exchanges for spot trading. So yeah, I just don't like the way it is. It's just, there's something about it. It's just something about the way Binance feels compared to other ones. It's just, it feels so grey and a bit dull. Not that I'm not that you're looking for that sort of experience, but when you're doing this sort of for a long period of time, you don't want to just be so dried out with how the UI looks or how the user experience feels. It's not for me. I mean, the point is, I don't like the way it is. I won't go into any detail anymore. I think I've talked about it for about a minute already. You get the point. So, and with all this centralized exchanges all going into these take 2-minute survey things to follow the rules and regulations. Camera looks wonky. Am I wonky? No, I'm alright. So what I've decided to do is I wanted to do leverage trading. I'm going to be doing this leverage trading 5x max. Don't go any higher than that. You get wrecked eventually. It can go very well, but then when it goes badly, you really do feel it. You do. It's not a nice feeling getting liquidated. It's really not a nice feeling, especially when it comes to that point where, if any of you have done leverage trading, where it goes so against you, you get that mentality, that anxiety of, do I just close this now and just take my losses, cut my losses, and just take what I've got left, which could be, say you put in 100, you could be like $15 left, you know, as an example, or do I see if this can bounce back? But you get those. There's sort of so much going on in the mind when in that sort of critical time period where you don't know what to do really, and that is an experience you don't really want to have, and you don't need to have, because you can just have 5x leverage and you'll be relatively okay. I mean, it's still a massive risk involved with leverage trading, but 5x, you've got a 20% room for error. If you look at Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin moved dramatically, as we can see here, over the space of, 5 days or whatever it was. It was not good. But now that event is now over, hopefully, hopefully it doesn't go down anymore. I can't really see Bitcoin moving 20% where I've got my entry in, especially if I'm going long, and especially with the bullish momentum with the bull run coming, or it is already happening. The odds are more likely for it's, on a fundamental reason, for it to go up. Technically, it can go down on technicals, but with fundamentals, it's really likely it's going to go up, especially with the halving coming up and then going into the bull run properly, like before. and then going into the bull run fully. So it's only really, in my opinion only, going to go up. That's why I'm going to be longing it. I think if we long now, well, I'm going to be, then there's more of a chance that it's going to be successful than not. I mean, I'm going to be doing it on Solana because Solana is going to be the most profitable. I could do Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is just, the market cap's so high and things move with Bitcoin. Solana, it moves with Bitcoin, so and it moves on its own, of course, because it's such a strong altcoin, and we've seen that in the last 24 hours or so. It moved by itself when Bitcoin's going down, it's going up. So I will be using Solana for my leverage trading. And what I wanted to get at with the whole exchange talk, this video is going to be a long one. I will probably warn you in the title or description if this does be a premiere, but I will be using a DEX, 2 DEXs, or maybe one, because one is a bit being a bit temperamental in terms of the network. So there's 2. I'll show you the one that's being a bit temperamental, but it's gorgeous. The UI, the UX is amazing. So this is Drift, and it's based on the Solana network. And all you do is, there's no KYC or anything, nothing like that. You just connect your wallet. So this is my wallet. You connect it, agree, sign on your wallet, and then you're connected. And then you would deposit funds into the website. It's actually a based on smart contracts, so it's not a centralized exchange. You are essentially connecting to a smart contract, and that's the same with the next one I'm going to show you as well. So this is based on Solana, and I've got a trade open right now. It's just for 50. I was just testing. Is it 50? Oh yeah, it's a 5x. I was just testing this platform out before I put more in, and I found this one over this week, but I just did more research on it until I was comfortable putting money into it to then give it a go. It is the best and most reliable DEX on Solana. So if Solana is your thing and you really want to take things off centralized exchanges, that's why I'm doing this as well. I don't like centralized exchanges anymore, really. They are great just for exchanging things and just doing what you need to do, spot trading and just swapping in and out tokens, whatever it may be. But having custody of your own funds is the most important thing, especially with what's going on. You don't know what's going to go wrong with these exchanges. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know anything. This one is based on Solana, like I said, and it's run through smart contracts. And each trade you do, I'll give this as an example. If I was to, this is why this one, if you were to do this one, if you're going to go on here, you would need to set your limit stop orders, right? So if I was to set a limit stop order on this, I would set it. And what I'm trying to say is, if I was, say for example, you want to close this, say it moves up to 120, right? And you're like, oh my God, I want to get this profit out quickly. Well, the problem with that is you can't just flash close it. You can't just close it like on a centralized exchange. On this one anyway. On the next one I'm going to show you, you can. But this one, you have to go to set your limit, or just, set market close, just to quickly get out. Let's just do limit. And then let's just close this, right? What happens is you have to confirm the transaction. That's on this one. That's not a negative thing. I mean, that doesn't make it bad for me, because I already know my plan is to take 5% on each of my trades. And that's what I'm going to get into a bit as well, what my strategy is going to be. So I would take 5%. So I already know I don't need to do this, because I would already set this limit order to be 5% of whatever I put in, right? Meaning to ensure that the market moves up 5%. Then that limit order will be filled. So that's this one. This is a gorgeous layout. I absolutely adore this DEX. It looks, for me personally, this is such a clean and just, I think personally, this is the best looking DEX or centralized exchange layout combined I think I've ever seen. This is just does everything for me. I mean, everyone's taste is different, but I think this is probably the best looking one. And then you've got, so that's this one. I'll leave a link to this as well. If you do decide to use this, there will be a referral. I get money. It's not a lot. It's just based on fees and stuff. I get like, you get money off your fees, and I would get, I don't even know. I can't remember what I get, but it's just, the normal exchange sort of bonus you get, that I would get. Next one is called Apex Pro. Now this one, Apex Pro, is another DEX. This is a DEX, and it may look familiar to you because it has, I believe, well, I know that Bybit have backed this / own this or partnered with it. I don't quite remember because I looked at this about a week ago, but I know Bybit are invested into this. I think and it's because ever since Bybit introduced KYC to their platform, that is why they made this. So that's why this is here, to create a DEX to leverage trade, because I am glad they did. This might be the one I actually use fully. I've got a trade open right now, another one. As a 5x, I put in about 250 or so. I do like this one a lot. This one actually has an app as well. The app is, I can't even show you the app because camera. Yeah, the app is very slick as well, like this. It looks pretty identical to this, but you know, mobile version, as you would expect. It's a very nice layout. And yeah, the other one, Drift, does not have an app. Drift does not, but this one does. But you can of course go through Drift through your wallet. So I would go through Phantom browser on my Phantom wallet on my phone, go on the browser, and then see the most, then go on Drift basically, and you can access it there because it will connect to your wallet and you can see everything involved here. But yeah, so this one is Apex Pro, run by Bybit. Let's just call it run by Bybit. It's the easiest way to say it. It's run by Bybit, and it runs through smart contracts as well. And my plan was to diversify a bit of risk and put half and half onto both. So put half on Apex Pro and half my funds onto Drift. But with how much trust I have with this one, what I would recommend you do as well is, I say trust, I barely know this thing, right? With things like this, what you want to do is you want to go on exchanges on CoinMarketCap, or you can go on DeFi Llama as well. Then go on DEX, then find it. Here it is, Apex Pro. Why is it not loading? What? Oh, well, I can't find it. Right, so what you want to do is you want to see the trading volume, and the trading volume here for this one, Apex Pro, is 141 million, and that's in the space of 24 hours. So that's what you want to see there. Then you want to go on Drift as well. I'm assuming this will be less. 52 million. What was the other one? 124. Okay, yeah, so less. So that's what you want to look for. You want to see how much liquidity is sort of going in and out as well. So those are the sort of things you want to look out for on DEXs. See how much you want to ensure that you know that money, the amount of money you have, you'll be able to get out. You'll be able to withdraw from the smart contract. Because when you come out of this, right, when you do if you want to get your money out on Drift, you just go to deposit/withdraw, and you obviously do withdraw, and then you do whatever, right? Same with Apex Pro. And Apex Pro is run on a few chains, so Ethereum, BNB, Polygon, Arbitrum. But I just connected on the BNB, just simple. Used to it. And you connect your MetaMask to Apex Pro, and you connect your Phantom wallet to Drift, right? So two completely different protocols, but very, very useful if you just want to just switch, or it's very useful. I'm very happy with both. I love the way they work. The only problem I have with Drift is that the network keeps dipping. It keeps dropping. I don't think it's a very common problem. I think because I'm part of the Discord, and the Discord was saying that it was the last sort of few days they've had some network issues. But you can go up here, right? And you can change your, where is it? Here, settings, and then go to network, and then change it here. And then it will refresh the page, and it will run smoothly again on the stronger network at that moment in time. Because the network does dip down here, you can see the status of it. That's only the last couple of days. They've not had any problems prior to that. I think it's just obviously a network thing, so it's not really their problem. But with Apex Pro, obviously I've not encountered that problem yet. I've not encountered that problem here yet, because I've only been doing this for about, on these two platforms, a day and a half or so. But I've been leverage trading on exchanges for the last week and a half to 2 weeks. And I've learned a lot in the week and a half to 2 weeks, all right? Don't tell me I haven't, because I've fucking have. Wins and losses, okay? Don't tell me I don't know. I know. 1 week is a lifetime in leverage trading. So, and I've done my research on it. I know what I'm getting into. I know not to go high above 5 if I want to keep it sustainable, and that's the whole point of this journey, is to keep this sustainable. And if I say, for example, I put 500 in, I might just put 1,000 in, I don't know yet. I'm gonna put 500 in, right? My goal per day, and this is just a goal because it's not always guaranteed, and it won't be guaranteed. More likely it won't be, but that's the goal. The goal is to make 5% a day. 5%, you say? These DeFi projects, these 2% a days, and that you rant about how they offer 2% a day and it's impossible. Yes, I do rant about them, but this is leverage trading, and leverage trading is a whole different beast. It's a different beast. This is, you are using and borrowing funds to leverage your position, right? For me, 5x, and that's the difference. That is the difference. You say 5% a day, you say. How is that possible? Well, I'm down 6% now on this trade here, and this, if I refresh this, I think it's frozen. Sometimes it freezes as well. That's quite annoying as well, so bear that in mind. It's not a problem, it's just sometimes it does that. I can just refresh the page. I've got a good computer, it refreshes in a second. But yeah, that happens sometimes, so something to bear in mind. So this goes up and down, and I did a trade yesterday just to show you. Yeah, this is the one I did. This one, where was profit and loss? All right, here. See, this one I don't know what happened here. I actually can't remember what happened here. So I can't remember what happened with this one. Oh, this was just a test, I think, because I wasn't using leverage on this one. I was just testing it. I can't quite remember. I really can't remember what happened with this one. I think that was a few days ago. I can't quite remember. But this one I made profit on, and I did a 5x, and I made profit. I made a nice amount of profit on this one. So this is, both of these are USDC. So that's something to bear in mind. They're not USDT, but you can use USDT, but it's in beta at the moment, I think. Here, you go here, USDC positions, but it's in the beta stage at the moment. So USDC, not a problem. Fine with that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And the goal is to make 5% a day. And like I touched on, it's not going to happen every single day. I'm aware of that. I am fully aware of that. I'm aware that I can be in a trade for a few days to a week. It doesn't always go the way you plan, because you can enter a trade, go long, and then it goes down for days and days and days. It's happened to me so many times already, and that's something to take into account if you are trying to make good income from this, right? Good profits from this. With that said, the goal is to make 5% a day, and that's the goal, that's the plan, and it's not always going to go to plan. But so 5% of 500 is 25, right? And I'm going to do a ridiculous compound calculator here, and say, for example, this is not going to happen. Say, for example, I get 5% a day, and I compound that back into my next trade. Okay, let's use that as an example. So, but this is what happens in a space of a year. I will come out with 28,461,000. I can't even wait. That's 28 billion. Wait, 28. That's 28 billion. Yeah. So I'll be a billionaire. Right? No, this is not going to happen. But this gives you some sort of perspective of what will happen if you were to apply this daily and keep yourself sort of consistent with your profits and put them back in. And you say 5% might be a lot. It's not. Leverage trading moves very, very quickly. It's extremely volatile. Your profits and losses are very, very volatile. Let's go back to my position. See, so I'm down now 5%. I was down 6% a couple of minutes ago. It's very, very volatile. Let's look at this one. This one's not doing very well. I bought too high, but because I thought it was going to go back to 108. Yeah, very, very volatile. So it's very easy to make 5% if it goes your way. Okay, And when did I buy it? I bought entry price 96. Oh yeah, I'm $1 off. I read that as 96. I was wondering, why is this so far off? So it is very possible to make 5% a day easily on 5x leverage. It happens. I don't need to explain. If you know leverage trading, you know that that's very easy. So 5% a day, and do that consistently for months and months and months, and come out very nicely with it. And the reason why I'm doing it as well is because I see more of an opportunity in doing a 5x leverage trade than doing spot trading, because we are in that bull momentum cycle right now. And if you were to, say for example, you leave a 5x long on and Solana goes to 200 or 250 like its all-time high, do the maths. It's insane gains just on one trade. If that were to happen, it takes weeks and months for that to happen potentially, right? Once we reach that peak bull cycle. But I mean, the gains on that, especially if I get to that sort of stage where I've compounded enough back in to long that, and it goes even higher, because this bull run is going to be the biggest bull run ever. That's why I see potential in this, and that's why I'm doing this, because I feel that this will be a very lucrative way to make money. And it's 5% a day, compounded, using a DEX. Not quite decided which one I'm going to go for yet, like fully, because also this is cross margin as well on each one. So if you were to do another trade, it would take into account your overall balance that you've deposited in. I'm not a fan of that, of course, and neither are you probably. But the way to avoid that is why I was using two exchanges. I was using this one and I was using Drift. Drift operates the same way, it's cross margin as well. But they offer a system where you can create a sub account, so you can have two accounts. So you can move money over to the next account, and that account won't be touched if your cross margin comes into play, right? If you don't know what cross margin is, against isolated, look it up. I'm not going to explain it on this one, but that's one way to work around that. To work around it with this one, I've not thought about it, but just off the top of my head, you would just disconnect your wallet and just put another wallet on, right? And then deposit money into the account here. Again, this is not centralized, this is decentralized perpetual trading. So I think I've kind of touched on everything here. That's the plan. I will be starting this, and I will be starting this probably like properly, like record and, you know, do a spreadsheet and things like that to track everything and just see things move up progressively. Sometime this week, and then give every other day an update on how it's going. That's what I'm planning to do this bull run. I've got my, you know, sort of altcoin plays as well. Yeah, I see some good potential in this, and I see some good wealth being built from this. And I'm seeing a lot of other YouTubers apply the same sort of concept and seeing the potential in trading as well. Especially, I can't emphasize enough, the bull run coming up. Just go long if you're going to do this. Not financial advice. Nowhere near a financial advisor, because this is literally risking. This is risky, because leverage trading is essentially gambling, and most of crypto is gambling, because you're betting. You are sort of buying to ensure and hope that the price moves up. So it's all a sort of risk factor involved, one way or another. And this is probably the most riskiest form. No doubt about it. I know what I'm getting into. I don't need a lecture in the comments. I know exactly what I'm doing in terms of the risk factor, and I know I could lose it all. I mean, I could make, right? I know full well that I could make, say from my $1,000, I know full well that I could make, say, 20 grand out of that, and then I put 20 grand into the next leverage trade, the next 5x trade that I do the following day, right? I know that I could lose that, but that's the journey I'm doing. That's what I want to do, and I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit. So that's what I know, the risks. I know the risks involved. And if you want to carry on, if you want to join me, then join me. Maybe we can do something together on this, whoever you are listening or watching. Or just learn from my mistakes. That's probably going to happen. I'm probably going to make a shitload of mistakes on this, but it's all part of it. But yeah, that's the plan. Let me know what you think. If you've considered something like this, because the bull run is coming, like full on, I mean, and going long on a 5x might pay off nicely for you, especially if you compound it. You know, these other DeFi projects are offering 2% a day. I'm doing the same thing, but 5% a day, leverage trading, compounding it back in. That's what I'm doing. Let me know what you think. Let me know which one you prefer as well. Do you like the look of this one, Apex Pro, or Drift? I like this one more. It's just more slick. But this one is clean AF as well. But this is, for me, it does something different. It just touches something different in the brain. I'll leave links to both, and let me know if you're experienced in leverage trading, if you want to give me any tips, because I've only been doing this for about 2 weeks, but I've learned a lot in 2 weeks. Like I told you, I've learned a lot. I've done this before properly. I've done this before, like months and months ago, but I've only recently got into it a bit more, and I'm really looking just to get into Solana mostly, because Solana is it's the bigger beast, in my opinion. I think this is gonna absolutely go to the moon when the bull run really kicks in. It's its own beast. With Bitcoin, this moves with Bitcoin, yes, but this is its own beast. Alright, I will leave it there. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to start it and just see progress in this, because this is either going to make or break that $1,000. And in a sense, it's $1,000. It's not like I'm throwing in 10 grand on this. I'm putting in risk capital. Only put in what you can afford to lose, and you are happy and comfortable losing it. Okay? Alright, that's that. Let me know your thoughts, and like I said, give me some tips if you've got any, or if you found this interesting or you've learned something today. Let me know. I always like to know these things. 2024 is going to be our year. It's going to be our year. I'll see you on the next one, and the next one will probably be an update on where I've got from here, which one I've chosen, or maybe I've chosen both. Who knows? But all right, I'll see you on the next one.